Uh, yeah, so I myself, Ashwin, I have been into this IT industry for more than 9.5 years now. And in specific to Okta, I have been working like around 7.5 years. So for the past 7 years, I worked in different roles like migration specialist. I was an implementation engineer. I was working in the support role in the beginning. Right now, I'm in the DevOps role in Okta. So, like for the past 7 years, I have been working in Okta in different projects and different companies. Then, if you talk about the training, so for the past 4 years, I have been continuously giving training to the candidates, starting from HKR and other institutes as well. And I have my own like set of people where I give training, KT, to the people on a regular basis. So this is about pretty much about my training background. And I have handled around 60, 70 users, 70 candidates till right now. I don't have the exact count, but it is around 60 to 70 candidates will be there. So this is pretty much about my background. And one more thing, like I'm 4x Okta certified, which is like four certification I own in Okta right now. So I'm yet to complete two more specialization certification, which is like maybe I'll do it next year or something. But yeah, I'm 4x Okta certified professional. So this is pretty much about me. Before we start, maybe I wanted to know about your background, um, like how you get into this training, whom, like by whom you got into this, like maybe someone have recommended you, right, to learn Okta. So what makes you to learn Okta and what is your experience towards IT and towards IAM, Okta, everything?
Okay.
Based on that, we can maybe define like the training that we are going to discuss. Yeah.
Sure, sure. So this is Pritham here. So I have overall like 15 years of experience in IT. I initially, like in the start, I worked as a functional testing lead, QA lead, and QA manager. But
Mm-hmm.
last 4 years, I shifted into the cybersecurity part under IM domain, where
Mm-hmm.
for 3 to 4 customers, I worked as a business analyst in IM, and
Mm-hmm.
mostly the work was on SailPoint IQ application as a change coordinator and as a change manager, something like that, similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
now the new customer that I'm going to work with, they are
Mm-hmm.
having some SailPoint IQ to Okta migration.
Okay.
Yeah, and for that they want me to learn Okta so that I
Okay.
can understand the requirements, or I can gather the requirements as a BA from the
Mm-hmm.
customer, like how the mapping would be done from IQ cell point to Okta and how the migration will be done. So this is the
Mm-hmm.
first migration project that I'm going to work. So I don't
Okay.
have much idea on the migration part, and as well as with the Okta application. So the
Mm-hmm.
complete experience was on SailPoint IQ. So that's why I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to learn Okta. And
Okay.
regarding this institute, so I had already done one course with this institute, that is for
Okay.
CyberArk implementation last
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. But you have a knowledge on like identity and access management, cybersecurity, at least a basic knowledge about it,
Yeah,
right?
basic knowledge I have, and even I have hands-on knowledge on the SailPoint IQ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for your introduction. But yeah, before I start, let me share my screen. I will just show you a demo today. It's like a 30-minute session.
Mm-hmm.
It will be really quick. It won't take
Okay.
much time. But I'm
Okay.
going to show you how we are going to handle this training. Okay, for the next
Okay.
25 hours or 30 hours, whatever the
Mm-hmm.
proposed date and time,
Okay.
we are going to discuss about it and how we are going to handle the session. Okay,
Okay.
so that's what we are
Well,
going to see in this. Yeah.
one question: are we expecting some more members to join this training?
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting, but I don't know. Anusha told to start it. Maybe
Okay.
they might be seeing the recording probably.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay. Fine.
yeah. Yeah, so in like starting from like the basics in Okta, we are going to discuss about the introduction about Okta. How do you create your free trial version for Okta, like which is like developer instance previously, but now it's a trial version. So Okta trial instance, how do we create? How do we manage the architecture? What are all the different components available in Okta architecture? I think one more person joined.
Damayanti. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Damendi.
Hi, good morning.
Hi. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, we just started, but let me give you a background about this. So, I have around 9 years of experience in IT industry and around 7.5 years into this Okta technology. So, in terms of training, I have been working on the I've been doing trainings for past 4 years, 4.5 years. I handled around 60, 70 candidates, in terms of training, and many of them have placed in jobs and different certifications they have completed. So this is pretty much about my background. But before we start further, we just wanted to understand your background and your expectations on this training and how you ended up in this training enrollment, so that we can able to build our content based on that. For example, if you or like you don't have any experience in IT or cybersecurity, we'll plan it in a different way. That's the reason I'm asking. Can you, talk about yourself, Samini? Just your
Yeah,
background, all those things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Yeah.
My name is Anand, and I have a total 8 years of experience in IT with
Mm.
IAM.
Mm-hmm.
IAM, Active Directory. Now,
Okay.
at present, I am homemaker to take care of my kids. To grow myself and just join this institute to learn the Okta.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah. So you have a experience in identity and access management, Active Directory.
Yeah.
So, and how about the cybersecurity? Do you have some knowledge on the cybersecurity space?
I have knowledge, but I do not have hands-on
Yeah.
experience.
No problem. Yeah. The basic understanding is fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the demo. So sorry, thanks for the introduction. But yeah, well, so we are going to, we are going to discuss about, this is going to be a demo topic, not the real session. So it will be like a quick 30 minutes of session. So I'll explain you how the trainings will be handled starting from day one until the last day of our training, and what are all the contents we are going to cover in our entire 30 hours, 25 hours, 30 hours training. And I'm going to show you how we handle the notes, how do we maintain the uh, you know um, uh, like uh, our daily discussion topics that we are doing. So everything will be explained now. Okay, so these are all the contents we are going to discuss in our entire training. Okay, so starting from how do you create your own trial instance in Okta. Okay, so you want to practice, so you need your own tenant to be created for you, Okta tenant. So how do you do it? What are all the benefits? What are all the limitations that the trial version have? Okay, so those things we'll discuss. Then we talk about architecture. So architecture, in Okta, we have two kinds of architecture. One is Okta's core architecture, and another one is where you can place Okta in your existing organization's architecture. So those two things we will discuss under architecture. Then in terms of administration, so basically if you take any application, admin part is very important because that is like L1, L2 level of people who works on it, do their regular administration activities starting from like creating user, modifying user, deleting user. So all those stuff. So in terms of administration, right, from the Okta's perspective, we'll discuss more topics in it. We have around 4 or 5 topics in administration, subtopics I'm talking about. So under administration, we'll have 4 or 5 subtopics. Then if you talk about universal directory, so you might have aware about like what is directory. So Okta have a inbuilt Okta universal directory, OUD we'll call it as. So what are all the features and what are all the like benefits you can able to get it from the Okta Universal Directory? So that we will see. That Universal Directory is not just a simple topic. You have lot of things like you can manage schema, you can create a schema of the directory, you can able to define the attribute, how the attribute should looks like. For example, if you want to capture all the number details, you have to define the attribute as number. If you are getting, let's say, email address or something, it should be string. So how do you define all this attribute schema in the directory? Okay, like Okta Universal Directory. So those things we will see in the Okta Universal Directory. Then if you talk about lifecycle management in Okta, so for any application, lifecycle management is important. Specifically in identity and access management, LCM is very much important because you're maybe like if you're joining an organization, your day one starts with your identity creation, right? So you will get a unique identity and the password maybe, right? So let's say 2 years after you are moving to a different team or you got promoted, um, so how does this is managed, right? And maybe just think about that you are leaving the organization, how your account is being protected, right? How it is like disabled, like how it is managed. So everything starting from joiner, mover, and leaver. Joiner is something when you join the organization, how your account should behave. Mover is something like you move internally or you got promoted to a higher position, how your account should be looks like. And the final one will be leaver. So which is like when you leave the organization, how your account should be managed. So we are going to see all these topics, joiner, mover, leaver in lifecycle management in Okta. Okay, so how we are going to handle lifecycle management in Okta. So that we are going to discuss. Then in terms of user management and access management, identity management and access management, we have different things like how do you manage the access for applications, how you limited the resources for the users using the different resources that we have. So those things we will see. Then we'll talk about enabling single sign-on for applications, which we will call it as application integration or application onboarding. So we have to enable single sign-on for different set of applications. We will be having different types of SSO protocols to enable single sign-on for many applications. So we will see in detail what are all the SSO protocols available in the market, and we are going to discuss about that individually. Okay, and I'm going to show you a demo also when, I mean, demo in the sense like the real demo when we are working on this, how you will be integrating an application, how you will be like troubleshooting the application's issues if anything comes up, right? So everything we are going to discuss there. Then logging and monitoring. So for any application, for auditing purpose, logging and monitoring, which is like an availability is very much important. So we will discuss about how do you query the logs in Okta, how do you, get the log information from Okta, maybe export, and how do you read it, how do you query yourself. So all those things, and also reporting. Under logging and monitoring, we have reporting also. So in reporting, you'll be like we will be handling like how do you generate new reports from Okta, because it is about all identity and access management system, right? So we need to maintain our reports very much clear, right? So we need to build our own reports based on the requirements as well. So that we will see under logging and monitoring. Then we are going to discuss about multi-factor authentication. So what is multi-factor authentication? Why it is needed? How do you implement it in your organization? So how does this MFA will be implemented across your organization, which have different set of users? For example, some people may have mobile inside their office to do Okta Verify or to do push notification approval in their mobile. But some people they may not able to use their mobile inside. Maybe they are working in some banking project or some securing secured project, so they cannot able to like take their mobile phone inside. So for such people, how do you enforce MFA, multi-factor authentication? So that we are going to discuss in detail. Then in terms of policy configuration, so we are going to implement MFA using different types of policies we have. So totally we have around 4 policies: enrollment policy, global session policy, authentication policy, and the password policy. So using all this policy, we are going to implement multi-factor authentication in our organization. So this is also the one that I'm going to show you a demo. I have an individual use case created for it. So the use case covered most of the conditions, right? So each and every organization will have different requirements and scenario. So how do you implement it in your real time? So I have a use case created for it. I'll show you a demo, and we'll take this further. Okay. Then the next one is API. API is like application programming interface. So Okta have a API defined already. So how we are going to use it for your automation, or maybe like if you are going to perform any bulk task, so how do you do it using Okta API? So these are all the main topics that we are going to discuss about in our next 25 hours or 30 hours of training, 25 to 30 hours of training. We will be discussing about individual topics on the timely basis. For example, if you talk about application integration and onboarding, it will take 4 hours of session completely. Okay, 4 to 5 hours completely. How do you, onboard an application? How do you integrate application? What are all the different types of protocols available? And how does individual protocols work? For example, SAML is there. How SAML will be like, explained. Like we will be explaining SAML. What are all the types of flows available? What are all the terminologies available? So those things we will see. Then, okay, I think one more thing I missed here, that is like Okta AD integration. Okay, so Okta will be integrated with Active Directory, which will be the source of truth for many organizations. Active Directory will be the source of truth. So we are going to integrate our Okta with Active Directory and show you a demo. How does it work? Okay, so how does installation work? How does real-time data sync work? So everything we are going to explain and discuss. Uh, yeah, so these are all the contents that we are going to cover for the next time. Like once you got enrolled into this training, we will cover all this content. So any questions in this content? All good?
Yeah, I'll do. May I
Okay.
know your name, please?
Sorry.
May I know your name? I haven't joined
Okay,
the
I am
session.
myself Ashwin. Sorry, myself Ashwin. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. No problem.
Ashwin, the contents are good, but can we have a small theoretical session on the migration part? Like I explained, if you are migrating from another IAM tool to Okta or something, then what considerations we have to do and what
Hmm.
parameters we have to consider.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I mean, actually, whatever we are going to discuss, okay, that will help you to understand what are all the basic requirements that Okta needs. Okay. For
Okay.
example, let's say you are migrating users profile from SailPoint to Okta, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like you need to know in Okta what are all the basic requirements needed to create an account. That will
Okay.
help you to understand, to define your migration like plan accordingly, and you can do it. I may not be able to talk about the technical part of the migration because each and every organization will do it in a different part. Some
Hmm.
organization will do using Terraform code, pipeline. Some people will do using API calls. Some people will
Okay.
do using some no code automation tools. It depends on their like
Mm-hmm.
individual organization. But I can talk about what are all the basic things that is needed for Okta for individual resources, starting from users, groups, applications, policies, uh, like um, like MFA, everything. I can able to talk about Okta's perspective. If you learn this, you can definitely able to understand what is Okta expecting. If you know what is Okta expecting, you can able to handle the migration from different systems to Okta.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So any other questions before we move further?
Nothing from my side.
Okay. Fine. Do you guys see my notepad screen? Notepad
Mm-hmm.
screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how we are going to handle the training, like on a daily basis. Okay. For example, you can see, I think this training batch was started on June 25th. We have just closed it yesterday, the last day. We connected weekends, all the days, and we have closed it earlier because the candidates also want to complete it earlier. So we have closed it. Okay. So this is how we are going to handle the session. So for example, first day we'll talk about introduction to cybersecurity. So what is cybersecurity? What are all the teams available under cybersecurity? What are their individual work to do? So all those things we are going to discuss. Then we are going to discuss about introduction to identity and access management. So how IAM will be handled in the like IAM team structure looks like. For example, under IAM we have SailPoint team, Okta team, single sign-on team, MFA team will be there. So multiple different teams will be there under identity and access management. So how do we uh, like we need to know about those things, right? So we'll discuss about that. Then we'll discuss about the course content, Gartner report, Okta pricing, how Okta is charging, right? So it's a complete SaaS tool. Okta is a complete cloud solution. Okay, there will be no subscription or like that. Sorry, there will be no um, what is it? The prepaid licensing kind of thing is not there. So Okta have a different pricing. So what you use, you pay just like that. So you might have aware about the cloud computing, those things, right? So if you are creating a server and you are keeping it on for like these many days, you have to pay this much. If you turn off the server and keep it in idle state, you don't need to pay money. So it is like what you are using, you just need to pay. Exactly, it is followed in Okta as well, right? So we are going to discuss about all these topics. And if you see, we started, taking notes on the daily basis. So introduction to cybersecurity. These are all the different cybersec team available in most of the organization. So they will go ahead and, I mean, we will discuss all those topics individually. Then what is authentication? What is authorization? How the pricing is calculated. So likewise, we will define the notes individually for each and every day, and we will share these notes on a daily basis. Okay, so this is for this. Then, if you talk about lab, like so, it's not about like I'm explaining you everything. Maybe like first 2 3 days it will be completely theoretical, but going from third day or fourth day, I'll be start demonstrating different actions in Okta. For example, starting from create user accounts, create groups, how do you manage the groups, how do you onboard applications, how do you enable integration between Active Directory and Okta. So all those things I'll show you a demo. But when you cannot just go through the demo, or just you can see the video and you cannot able to achieve it completely, right? So you need to practice yourself, right? Um, so what I'll do, I'll be giving you guys a lab on a at least like totally 14 labs will be there maximum, because the remaining days will be completely on the theoretical part. So remaining days I cannot able to give you guys lab, but in terms of lab, we have around like 10 to 14 days of lab practice will be there. So I'll show you a demo. You need to get it, and you need to like capture it, and you need to demonstrate at your Okta tenant. Okay, you need to practice it at your Okta tenant. So that is going to be a lab. Maybe like in the first 5 or 10 minutes, we will of each and every day training will give you a time to troubleshoot anything if you got stuck somewhere. Okay, if you can able to do whatever we are showing you the demonstration that we are doing. If you can able to achieve from your side, and if you don't have any questions, we can directly take into the hourly, like on a daily topics that we have. But if you have any questions, first 10 minutes or last 10 minutes, we will troubleshoot and address your issues that you are facing. And any questions if you have. Okay. So this is how our daily session goes, our daily contents that we cover, it will be goes. And of course, we will have a recordings also. Uh, for example, I think end of the day, they will upload the recording and they will share you the details. You can able to view the video when it is needed for you. If you have any questions, you can go through that video and try to get that questions clear. But if you still have questions on the next day when we connect, you can able to ask that question to us so that we can able to clarify you. Okay, so in terms of certification, totally Okta have four basic not a basic, maybe the core certifications are there. Okay, Okta professional, administrator, second one, third one is consultant, fourth one is developer. So all this four these are all the four core Okta certifications, and there are two specialization certifications are there, which is Okta Workflow and Okta Access Gateway. Okay, so with the training that we are giving right now, we are discussing the topics that we are discussing, you can able to clear the third level, which is like first level, second level, and third level also, consultant. Okay. A developer you can clear, but there will be some additional development knowledge might be required. Okay, for you guys on your own. If you can able to if you know the coding little bit, you can able to crack the developer certification also, because majority of the topic that we are discussing that has been extracted from those certifications. Okay, we will explain about certification also, how certification how the certification will be, what parts you need to prepare for, and how the certification different categories available. So we have two categories in certification when you write exam. One is like multiple choice question, discrete option multiple choice question, and the second one is use case. So you need to demonstrate them how you are going to implement different solutions that they are giving. Okay, they will give you the use case. You need to give the solution for it. Okay, you need to demonstrate it and show them. Okay, so we'll discuss about that in later point of time. But yeah, demonstration is like important. And if you, as I told you again, like previously, if you can able to concentrate on this training end to end, and you can able to clear, like practice everything at your side, whatever we are discussing, you can able to easily clear until the third level of certification, which is like Okta consultant. Okay. As I told, developer, you need an additional knowledge, developing knowledge, but it's up to you. You have to develop your own, like some kind of scripts will be there. So you need to build it, and you need to show a demo to them. So that is like up to you. You can learn on your own and you can try for it. But if any guidance needed, definitely I'm there to help you out. Okay. So yeah, I can see a new person joined. His name is Nag. I can see. Uh, I think you joined in the middle. Maybe you might not be having some more idea about it. But if you want, let me know. I can discuss it, or you can go through the um, recordings also. So anything is fine. Okay. Yeah. Any other question, guys, before we close the today's session?
How long we are going to get the lab access? Because the training would be for 1 month, right?
Correct. So it is like around 25 hours to 30 hours. It depends
Hmm.
on like I cannot say it is exactly 25 hours or exactly 30 hours, because it depends on how you are asking questions, and how you are like for example, if you got stuck somewhere, I need to jump in and troubleshoot it. So there are many things. So it is like roughly around 25 hours to 30 hours. And in
Okay.
terms of lab, it will be around 15 labs will be given to you. 14 to 15, 10 to 15 labs. Because I'll tell you why. There will be many labs very basic. Okay, those labs will be very basic. I may not consider that as a lab because that is very basic. But as a whole, if you see, it will be 14 to, 10 to 15 labs will be there definitely.
When you say 10 to 15 labs, it's 10 to 15 assignments, right? And
Yes.
one lab with virtual machine, right?
You don't need virtual machine actually. Maybe once you started about this, you'll understand, because everything
Okay.
is cloud here. Okay, you
Okay.
are
Okay.
going to take
Yeah.
a tenant, and there you are going to work. You don't
Okay.
need
Okay. Got
specific
it.
server or something. For one
Hmm.
topic, you need a server. I'll explain you about Active Directory.
Hmm.
You need a server, but that is optional. If you want to learn Active Directory, you can install Active Directory server. You can install server and you can use Active Directory in that server to demonstrate it. But I have a setup with myself. I can show you that. If you want to practice, you need to build those servers from your side.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Any other question, guys, before we stop here today? Okay. All good. Yeah. Yeah. So feel free to reach out to the like host, I think Anusha, if you have any questions or anything that comes up, anything that pops up when you are like ready to enroll it. Anusha can reach out to me and I can explain it to her, or we can connect separately to get this, addressed, the queries that you have to be addressed. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot. Have a nice day.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Thank you. Bye bye.